Hi, welcome to Meet an FCMC. My name is Rahi Tajda, the CMC, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you today Abe Patricio, FCMC. Abe is a principal at Stan Tech, one of the top 10 engineering design firms globally. He is the infrastructure business lead for Canada East, Ontario, and Atlantic as part of the Stan Tech's program management and construction management practice. The business practice specializes in strategy, planning, controls, and implementation of major projects with capital budgets in the range of $150 million to $30 billion. Current projects include multi-million construction management contract for TTC, a project control services contract for the multi-billion subways program in Toronto under Metrolinx, completion of data centers for a major technology firm, among other assignments. Abe is a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. He is also an MBA from the Schulich School of Business at York University. He served in various nonprofit boards, including Schulich Alumni GTA Chapter Council, and with CMC Canada, where he's current council member and past chair for the GTA chapter, and was on the Ontario Institute board. Abe also holds the Fellow, of course, of Certified Management Consultants designation and has received the President's Award from CMC Canada's Ontario Institute. My goodness, Abe, what have you not done? It is a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you very much, Ray, for that very kind and warm introduction. Um, I'm hoping that our conversation here will help share some of that experience to others and be able to inspire to some extent other fellow consultants and fellow members to be more engaged and be more invested in the association and the profession as a whole.
Absolutely. And so if I'm a CMC and I want to demonstrate my contribution to the profession, and especially in an effort to be recognized by my peers for either an immediate or eventual nomination for FCMC, how would I do that?
No, as an FCMC, I mean, first of all, it's very humbling when I'm always referred to in that case, and I do thank the association for different ways because it has helped me enrich myself both personally and professionally. But for anyone who's aspiring to be an FCMC, there's always three aspects to that, right? So one is the work that we do, and obviously everyone who's a member of the association or anyone who is a consultant regardless of their, I would say, stage of their profession, are always doing their best. So that's an important part of what we do is to recognize, the quality of work that we do in the profession that we're in, regardless of the type of firm or the business practice area that we work in. So that's very, very key. The other part of it is also giving back, and there's two parts of that. One is to the profession itself, and that's why we're very much engaged with the association. CMC Canada is definitely the premier association when it comes to consulting in Canada, and that's part of the membership being very much a way by which we can share those experiences and giving back to the association by being on various committees, volunteering on different council boards and different levels of the organization, be it at the chapter level, be it the institute level, or be it the national board. So that's one way by which we can contribute and, in a way, be engaged, but also say thank you. But the other part of giving as well is to the community and to society as a whole. And that's what makes us not just good individuals as consultants, but people as a whole. And I think especially in general, that's what we're always trying to aspire to, is to be better, not only for ourselves, but for others in the process. And if we always try and keep those things in mind, then not only are we, being able to emulate how we want to behave as the best professionals and consultants, but individuals, and making, the life that we, do as best for ourselves and others in the process. And I hope that sort of, tries and answer a little bit of, what the question is all about, Ronnie.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. And so, what does the recognition of your fellow peers mean to you? And I mean, well, let's first start with how the FCMC stands out. So first, let's start with how does the FCMC stand out in the consulting world, especially where CMCs themselves are not as popular as they used to be globally. What does the FCMC mean in the consulting world to you and your clients?
It's interesting because I mean I've been in consulting for many, many years, and you know, having received the recognition from the peers, from your fellow peers, people that you know I really respect and admire, it is very, very humbling. And to that extent, I've never felt that the work I've done has been of equal value to what others have done. So I always try and make that effort to find ways to, make the quality of the work and contribution I have, not just with work, but the profession as well, be better. And to be able to hear that validation is very, very encouraging. So that's one really a big part of it, is that at least to some extent it tells me that the work that I've been doing is meaningful to others and being perceived that way in a very positive manner, which I would like to think encourages me more and also hopefully inspires others as well to do the same. So just being told that the work that you're doing is of value in different way is very, very humbling and very encouraging, and I hope to be able to share that with others as well, because it's not the combination, it's really a combination of the work and effort of others, because no one is successful on their own, as we all know, right? So being able to share that experience and recognition with others is very meaningful to me, where I get to grow myself, not just professionally, but even personally, meeting individuals like yourself, Rahi, who over time is not just a colleague, but good friends, in the association. And that's why we also contribute as we can to the community as a whole, sharing our experiences and sharing, a combination of time, effort, and other things that we can to just make the world a better place. And I think it's part of what we want to all do.
Well, I can attest that when I was getting my CMC, you were one of my mentors, advisors, and I didn't just look up to you, but and this is a note to those, especially who are not CMCs today, but I made it my goal to learn as much as I could from yourself, Steve Tissenbaum, Bob Coffey, the late Bob Coffey, as much as possible. And it was a treasure trove of not just information, but insight. And that's what really helped me, at least, to achieve my CMC and then, frankly, be a better consultant. So, on that note, um, what does the recognition of your fellow peers mean to you? I mean, at the end of the day, an FCMC is nominated and recognized by their peers, who are all CMCs. CMCs are themselves at the top of the game of consulting globally. What does that mean to you?
As I said, one is it's a very, very, humbling experience for me, and I really feel blessed that I have been given this opportunity. And really, what I want to do, among other things, is to continue to share that experience with others, guide others along the way. And when I do that, it's not so much alone, helping others in the process, but it's also good, experience for me as well. Because when I have these discussions with yourself, Rahi, and with others who are just as interested in being better consultants, being better professionals. Those discussions also remind me of how I need to also continue to be better, how I need to continue to find ways of things that every day, be it as a consultant, be it as a professional at work, as to how I can be one step better around not just engaging with people or doing the work, but also being a better person. And I think that's part of the other aspect of being a CMC, is we always talk about what has this individual done or will continue to do, not just for consulting, for the work that he or she does, but society as a whole. I mean, that's one of the key aspects of being an FCMC, is your contribution, right? To the society. What are the other things that you do, be it on charitable organizations, be it on other nonprofit boards, because that is how we emulate ourselves and how we want to, make that difference. Given sometimes the challenges we see in the world, I tell my team, and even as I tell my own kids, We can't, change everything that we see that's wrong in the world. But what we can do is make it a better place based on the influence that we have. Small as it may be, hopefully that there's a little bit of that trickle effect and that we can share with others, and hopefully that inspires others to do something similar in a
But
positive way.
first of all, how humble of you. I love it. And boy, wouldn't it be nice to somehow be able to guarantee that every generation makes the world slightly better than the previous one? Wouldn't the world be a fantastic? So kudos to you. I love it. Very inspirational, Abe. It's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you a little bit better, as well as your thoughts on the FCMC. Um, I'd love to circle back in the
Mhm.
future
Yes.
and discuss this with you more and CMC in general. And I want to thank our audience for listening and watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for this time, Rahi, and I wish everyone well. Let's continue to help and inspire each other, right, in the process, and not just to make the association a better association, but make this world a better place in at least the small ways that we can. Okay.
It's
And with
the
that,
least we
thanks
can
again,
do.
Rahi, and
I
I
love it.
wish everyone a good day.
Thank you. Ciao.